Greetings, Patrick here. Welcome to Dollar Theater, the Voters Edition. All right. So this week, we decide to go back into the documentary world. I know it's not very exciting. Like documentaries. Come on, dude. Really? You're stretching. No, I'm a huge documentary fan. I love them. In fact, that's actually honest to heaven, probably after the IFC films at the library and the library dropping movies. National Geographic's probably my third most title I actually look for, even more than TV shows and other things. I like a good documentary, and I'm always disappointed because I'm always thinking, wow, a library is full of documentaries. There should be a ton of them dropping down to the bookstore, but not so much. I remember getting all the IMAX movies over at Family Video when they came up for sale. I would ask the clerk, I say, hey, is this good to go? And they were surprised. They're going like, do you want that? Yeah. Especially the IMAX ones. They're amazing. So I'm still collecting documentaries at the library. I still see them come through, like this one, the one that you guys voted for. And you guys voted for this. I'm proud of you guys. This is really cool. What we're going to talk about today is from 2002. That's another good thing about documentaries. The vast majority of them they're ageless. There's the facts are the facts. Sometimes, obviously there's some things that get discovered since then, but for the most part, a documentary is always going to be pretty solid. Information, the facts they present, whether it be 2002 or 2025. So the one that you guys voted for us to talk about is from 2002, Building the Pyramids. This was cool. This was directed by Jonathan Stamp, written by Steve Manuel and Jonathan Stamp, and it has a voice cast to it. It has none other than Omar Sharif is in here. He plays the voice of a character I'll tell you about in a second. Michael Pennington does the overall narration, but in the special features, when they talk about making the building of the pyramids, Rachel Weisz donated her voice, and to do that, for a minute there, I thought it was Abdel Fair from The Mummy. I thought that was who was doing the narration. I'm going like, wow. And what's interesting though is the music they chose to do this was from Gladiator, the original Gladiator. That was the background music. So this isn't your traditional, follow the scientists or the archaeologist around, and they'll tell you about how the pyramids were built. What Jonathan did was he recreated it. So he recreated it as as it went down. He had Egyptian actors. They built a replication of a pyramid. They talked about the Pyramid of Giza, but they couldn't go to Giza because Giza is, even back then in 2002, they said it was just overrun by tourists. I can't even imagine what it's like now. I mean, I've heard it's really, really bad. It's just between the crime and the scammers and just tourists everywhere. I mean, they commented how the outer walls of the outer wall of the pyramids, they had been stripped. All the rocks had been stolen. People had gone up there and stole them. So anyway, we go back as far as this movie goes. What they did was they told a story through the eyes of a man named Nabkit, and he tells the story of his time on the pyramid, which is basically all his life. Him and his brother are conscripted, not slaves, conscripted. They were asked to come and fight, or not fight, but to build. The pyramids were built with non-slaves. I didn't know that. I had thought that that's what because you look at it and what it cost and the weight they were moving and the manpower they needed. You're thinking, yeah, they just they just grabbed slaves, but they didn't. Any Egyptian that was called to work, it was a thing of national honor. And it shows that Napkit really wasn't. It wasn't a person per se, but there's evidence enough so that they could put him together. They could, they knew who he was. The average conscript. So he goes with his brother David, David, and they get called to in the name of the king, in the service of the king, and so they're taken down to Giza, and soon enough they start working on the pyramid. It's amazing. I don't know what's more crazier, the fact that they said that it only took 20 years for them to build a pyramid. That's insane. That is fast. If you really go to the pyramids and look at them and think of the millions, they say there's estimated 2 million rocks, 2 million stones in Giza alone. 2 million that they moved up on the pyramids, and it only took 20 years by man. No mechanical help. Everything was done by hand. They put the rocks on the sleds, and men would pull. When they finally got to the 9 main pieces of granite to form the top of the pier, it took 200 men to pull. Oh, I couldn't. It blows your mind watching it. 200 men to hand pull 9-ton pieces of granite. 9 of them. Oh my gosh, this was like amazing. Very well researched. They researched, they built the boats for they couldn't find the boats from the time period, but they could go ahead and have a boat sort of recreated. Another thing was really crazy. They had these boats on the Nile, and how do you think they got this 9-ton piece of granite up to the pyramids on a boat on a river? Who would ever thought a boat during that time, the 2040 BC, could handle a 9-ton piece of granite? But they did, and they did it 9 times. Yeah. The narration by Omar Sharif, we live through the eyes of Napkit as his life goes through. Unfortunately, there's highs and lows, including seeing his brother get killed in an accident, him rising to overseer. And he also knows, too, that he became part of the king's court. Him and his brother were so good, they were such hard workers, they were promoted throughout the years. And once you got included inside the king's court, you were his for as long as you lived. And so Napkit wasn't upset at that. He really wasn't upset at any of this until his brother died. And then to see that the fact that everybody's doing this hard work, hard labor, back-breaking labor, fatal labor for one man's perception. It is sort of it's backbreaking. It's sad as hell. Sort of like today, to tell you the truth. You got millions of people trying to do the vision of one crazy ass man. Just saying, it's some things don't change. As much as you want to say, well, did you have to put that in there? Yeah, actually I did, because it's the same thing. So we see the pharaoh. When he dies, they have to put him in this pyramid, and for one man, he was, and it's something else. They showed all the specialists that were working. A lot of those everything was done by hand. And that include, when they're chiseling with copper, which is the hardest metal that they knew back then. So they would have different specialty points around the pyramid, whereas they would have, people resharpen the copper. People bring in the weaponers, the sharpeners, the water, because they needed water to sharpen it up. It was a well-oiled machine, very, very precise. Everybody had their place. Everybody was treated fair. In fact, they mentioned that when Napkin came down, when him and his brother first got there, that I'm not sure if he wrote this down. The gentleman whose story they got, I'm not sure if he wrote this down. I'm not sure about that, and didn't state that in the documentary. But the narration says that Napkin and his brother, they sat and they saw that all the workers were at their little place where they were sleeping, and they were fed to. They were brought food. They didn't have to go get anything. They were treated very, very well. They worked 9 days and got 1 day off for every 10 days. They worked 9, get 1 day off, and it rotated the workforce. After a while, some workers got to go home. Other workers replaced them. The highly skilled workers pretty much were there for the rest of their time. You were skilled, you were going to be needed till the end. On the back of it, as far as this goes, the back of it has special features. Has the making of the film. It also has a special effects segment. It runs for 60 minutes. It's a fast 60 minutes. That's about it. Really enjoyed this. Certainly better than The Hill. I'm not sure what we're doing next, but we're going to put up 4 new ones for you guys to vote on. It's Friday. We're going to put 4 new ones up. Like I said, I have no idea what we're putting up there, but it will be fun. And it will not be a documentary, I promise you that. We'll be going back to the movies. But I might have something different. I have something up my sleeve. All right. Well, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving us a sub, hit the like button, and drop a comment. Let us know what you think of building of the pyramids. And if you've been to the pyramids, love to know your story about that too. All right. That's it for us. Take care and peace.